Hello friends of the Humus heritage community, welcome back to another journey into the remarkable world of sustainable gardening. Today we're diving deep into something that might sound too good to be true, but is absolutely real and waiting in your kitchen right now. The secret to growing fresh, flavorful green onions forever without spending another cent. If you've ever tossed those white root ends into the compost or trash after chopping scallions, you've been throwing away what amounts to a perpetual food factory. Let's change that together. For generations, we've accepted the weekly pilgrimage to the grocery store as an unchangeable fact of life. We watch our hard-earned money flow toward the produce section, picking up the same vegetables we bought last week and will buy again next week. Green onions, those humble kitchen staples that add zip to everything from scrambled eggs to stir-fries, typically cost a few dollars per bunch. Most of us use them once, discard the roots, and add them back to our shopping list without a second thought. This cycle represents not just a financial drain but an environmental one too: transportation emissions, plastic packaging, refrigeration costs, and ultimately organic waste heading to landfills when we could be creating abundance instead. The truth is that sitting on your cutting board right now is something extraordinary. Those white bases with their delicate root systems aren't waste at all. They're dormant powerhouses of regeneration, biologically programmed to keep growing, keep producing, and keep feeding you for months or even years to come. This isn't gardening fiction or some complex horticultural trick requiring years of experience. This is nature doing what it does best, and all you need to do is step back and let it happen. Green onions belong to the allium family, and they possess a remarkable characteristic that makes them perfect for perpetual harvesting. They grow from the base up. Unlike many vegetables that produce once and die, green onions are perennial by nature, continuously pushing new growth from their root crown. When you purchase a bunch from the store, you're not buying a finite product. You're buying a living plant that desperately wants to keep growing if given even the smallest opportunity. The process begins with your next meal prep. When you're ready to use green onions, take your kitchen scissors and cut the green tops, but here's the crucial part: leave approximately 1 inch of the white base attached to the roots. Don't throw this section away. Instead, take a small glass, jar, or even a recycled yogurt container and fill it with just enough water to submerge the roots and white base. The water level should reach about halfway up that white portion, no more. Too much water invites rot, while too little leaves the plant unable to hydrate properly. Place your container on a windowsill where it will receive indirect sunlight. Direct scorching sun through glass can actually stress the plants, so a bright spot without harsh afternoon rays works best. Within just 48 hours, you'll witness something genuinely thrilling: tiny green shoots emerging from the center of each onion base, reaching upward with surprising vigor. Simultaneously, the root system below will explode with fresh white growth, sometimes doubling in size within just a few days. This visible transformation hooks people immediately because it provides instant gratification and tangible proof that you're not just keeping scraps alive, you're cultivating actual food. The water growing method is ideal for beginners because it's transparent. Literally, you can observe every stage of root development and catch any problems before they escalate. However, success requires attention to one critical factor: water quality. Stagnant water becomes a breeding ground for bacteria and algae, which will quickly turn your regrowing project into a slimy, foul-smelling disaster. The solution is refreshingly simple: change the water every 2 to 3 days without fail. When changing water, gently rinse the roots under cool running water to remove any film or debris that might have accumulated. Inspect the bases for any soft, translucent, or brown areas, which indicate rot. If you spot these, trim away the affected portions with a clean knife and ensure you're not submerging too much of the plant in your next setup. The green shoots will grow rapidly, often reaching harvestable length within a week to 10 days. When they're 4 to 6 inches tall, snip them off about an inch above the base, leaving that crucial growing point intact to produce the next round. Here's where the magic multiplies. That same base will regrow 2, 3, sometimes 4 or 5 times in water alone. Each harvest cycle might take slightly longer than the last as the plant depletes its internal nutrient reserves, but the production continues far longer than most people expect. One bunch of store-bought green onions, which might contain 8 to 12 individual plants, can provide you with enough fresh scallions for weeks of cooking before you even consider upgrading to soil. While the water method is spectacular for quick results and kitchen counter-convenience, transplanting your green onions into soil unlocks their true perpetual potential. Soil provides a complete nutritional profile that water cannot match, allowing the plants to develop thicker, more flavorful shoots with enhanced vigor. After your green onions have spent about a week establishing strong roots in water, they're ready for their permanent home. Okay, so first, choose a container that's at least 4 inches deep and has drainage holes, or, if you have some garden space, just pick a sunny spot with well-draining soil. Green onions really aren't fussy. They'll do just fine in average garden soil, or even a basic potting mix. Next, plant each base about an inch deep, and if you're putting a few together, try to space them 2 to 3 inches apart. After transplanting, give them a good, thorough watering, and then just keep the soil consistently moist, but not waterlogged. In just a few days, you'll start to notice the difference as the plants tap into those nutrients and grow with, well, a whole new burst of energy. In soil, green onions become truly perennial in mild climates, or, they can last through multiple seasons even in colder regions if they're protected or brought indoors. The harvest strategy shifts slightly here. Rather than cutting all the tops at once, it's best to adopt a come-again approach where you harvest outer leaves as needed, always leaving the central growing point untouched. This allows the plant to continuously produce new growth from the center while you're eating the outer production. A single transplanted green onion can actually provide fresh harvests for 6 months a year or even longer with proper care. This means you can, completely eliminate them from your shopping list. Once you've experienced the satisfaction of endless green onions, your kitchen suddenly looks, well, a bit different. You'll start noticing the regrowing potential everywhere, honestly. Romaine lettuce hearts placed in shallow water will sprout tender new leaves, perfect for salads. Celery bottoms develop impressive root systems and fresh stalks from their centers. Even garlic cloves, when pushed into soil, produce edible garlic greens that taste like mild, sophisticated versions of their bulb parents. The financial mathematics become compelling quickly. A single bunch of green onions costs around $2 to $4 depending on your location and store. If you typically buy them twice monthly, that's $48 to $96 annually for just one vegetable. Multiply that across lettuce, celery, herbs, and other regrowable scraps, and you're looking at hundreds of dollars in annual savings. More importantly, you're building genuine food security, the confidence that comes from knowing you can produce food regardless of supply chain disruptions, price increases, or access to stores. The journey from kitchen scrap to thriving garden begins with a single small step, saving those roots instead of tossing them. Green onions are your gateway crop, your proof of concept that shows you how food production can be free, sustainable, and, honestly, remarkably simple. As you watch those first green shoots emerge from what you once considered garbage, something shifts in your relationship with food and waste. You become a producer, not just a consumer. We'd love to hear about your regrowing adventures. Have you tried green onions or other scraps? Share your successes, questions, or even your failures in the comments below. Every experiment teaches us something valuable. If this guide opened your eyes to possibilities you didn't know existed, please subscribe to the Humus Heritage channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next sustainable gardening revelation. Share this video with friends and family who complain about grocery bills or talk about wanting to garden but feel they lack space or time. Together, we're building a community of growers who understand that abundance often starts with what others throw away. Your perpetual pantry is waiting. Let's grow it together.